I will not be returning to season 9 of The Real Housewives of Potomac.
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And I really thought we were going to be spending, Evan, this entire episode talking about the meeting of the minds, which was Teresa and Taylor at Coachella.
And the way that was like literally just an omen from the universe that we would be in for the wildest Bravo news week of our lives. I mean, before we get into it, like all the breakups and shakeups and things that happen, I just want to know, Danny, in your opinion, do you think Taylor Swift knows who Teresa Giudice is?
Taylor, no. Travis, Travis 100% knew what was going on and probably was very excited about it. Taylor, I think, was a little too busy living her best life at Coachella, as she should. I don't think she knew who Teresa was, and I don't think she knew or enjoyed James Kennedy's remix of Cruel Summer.
Okay, so that's the other thing I wanted to get into because like I didn't know how to read Taylor's face. She looked surprised, but I don't know if she was like dismally surprised or delightfully surprised. You think it's more on the dismal side of the
I
spectrum.
think if she knew any Bravo like history or anything, she would kind of be like Nene Leakes, now why am I in it? She's like, now why is this remix in it? Who owns it? And am I getting a cut? Like she's a very businesswoman. She's like, who's remixing my songs without clearance?
Well, do you know what's so funny is that she's had these two big Bravo moments recently. And I don't know if you remember, but there was this rumor over the summer that when it came to VIPs at the Eras tour, she did not allow housewives to be in the VIP section with like the other celebrities. So you weren't going to get Teresa and Louis hanging out with Adam Sandler at the Eras tour. So it's just so crazy that she had to kind of like really weird internet breaking interactions with Bravo celebrities.
That's also kind of a weird move on Taylor. Taylor, I love you. I was at Eras tour. I flew across the country for Eras tour, so don't get it twisted. But I feel because all of her A-list friends, or so many A-listers, they get starstruck by Bravo celebrities. So I feel they would have been having the time of their life being in the VIP Eras tour with Ariana Madix and Sheena Shea. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Like I can't really remember if like Emma Roberts or Dakota Fanning were part of the Eras Tour VIP situations, but like those are two girls who lose their absolute marbles over Bravo celebrity. So if anything, it could have really given Taylor some cool points.
Yeah, Taylor, come on, don't be a tortured poet, be a cool girl. Yeah, so it's really not fair that Taylor did not let her A-list stars have the time of their lives with Bravo celebrities at the Eras Tour, but one of our favorites is really not having the time of her life right now. Evan, it's one of the bros.
Oh, yes, our broski, Alexia Nepola from the Real Housewives of Miami. Her now estranged husband, Todd, just filed for divorce, and it came as a shock to her. She took to her Instagram story later and was like, I had no idea. This is pretty shocking. I just, of course, you and I, Danny, plus like a good portion of the internet is very much thinking about how Adriana, cheers the closest person nearby with a mimosa, took a sip and said, "Ay, por favor, I called it."
Because everyone is going back to that clip where she says when she was like, Todd said it's about the relationship, nail on the head or whatever. So Adriana is in the booth with some diss tracks ready. Maybe a romantic bop for Alexia, who knows? But I feel this really shook all of Miami because this wasn't totally on my radar.
Well, and it wasn't even on Marisol's radar, who is obviously Alexia's best friend. She was on their podcast saying like, I had no idea. I was completely shocked, like 100% blindsided. It seems like the media, obviously dug up the documents and then they went live. And I'm not even certain if Alexia knew about the divorce filing until the world knew about the divorce. Did she find out from a news alert? I hope not.
And she did when she was in the studio in January or February. She told me she reads Page 6 every morning and night. So while I love that, I hate if that's how she found this out. But I do feel she has a good crew around her, hopefully. She got Larsa. Maybe her and Larsa can have a little single girls moment. Who knows? But I do like that Alexia isn't beating around the bush, saying she's like, yeah, I'm blindsided, I'm upset, because this also was the week of Real Housewives just telling it like it is. A lot of our favorite Bravo Labs are losing their jobs.
I know. It's so crazy. I mean, obviously, things kicked off this year with Candy announcing her departure from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And that I feel like was a true blue. I actually made the decision on my own
She's
to exit. Now, in the months that have followed, we've seen a lot of girls leave their respective housewife franchises. And it's kind of unclear if they decided to leave. I mean, but Robyn, our
oh,
girl Robyn, she always keeps it real. She straight up said, I was fired. For lack of a better term, I was fired.
The network did not invite me back. I was fired, for lack of better words.
One thing about Robyn is she's gonna tell you how it is.
oh, and the La Robins, no.
Yes, I do you know what? Pour one out for the La Robins, especially our friends over at Queens of Bravo,
Bravo.
'cause we know that they love Robyn so much, and we love Robyn so much too. I'm honestly gonna miss Robyn on the show. Maybe not for the drama she brought, but for the support she gave to our girl Giselle. I don't know how to imagine Potomac without the Green-Eyed Bandits together.
I know, and someone said it was like this finally ends like the longest running of like the 4 OGs altogether because they've been on it since 2016, like 8 years. Andy did say on Radio Andy that he hopes Candiace and Robyn pop up a little bit here and there. But we also have to talk about the other, because we were like, oh no, Robyn's gone. What else can happen today? And it was Crystal.
I just wanted to share the news that I will not be coming back to film season 14 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Do you feel, because Crystal says, you know, she was ready for it, it's okay. People are mixed. People are kind of like, I think it was her time. She wasn't really like activating as some Housewives fans wanted her to. On the other hand, people are like, oh, she just got in a good groove with all these women. Why now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yes, I think you're right. I think that the fans' reactions are very mixed right now. There are some people who absolutely do not believe Crystal has any place within the Housewives universe.
I know.
But I think after 3 seasons, she was really starting to make the case for why she deserves the diamond.
Yes.
I'm a fan of Crystal just because I think she's a really cool person. Anytime I've ever chatted with her in person, she's just like always very nice and personable, and she's
And
stunning
funny.
and beautiful, and yeah, she's funny. Like I really am a fan
And
of
doesn't your
Crystal.
mom love her coconut water?
My mom is a fan of her coconut water at Costco. Yes, Real
Yes.
Cocoa. She is a customer. So yeah, Crystal has a lot going on, and I think that sometimes the fans didn't always necessarily see that. No, I do think that her feud with Anna Marie this season was pretty riveting, the back and forth of all of that. And the word on the street is that we didn't even get to see the apex of their feud, that a lot of it was cut out. So I hope that the messiness she endured with Anna Marie wasn't necessarily the nail in the coffin for
I
her. I think the
know.
thing is that like Anna Marie, who we've had on the podcast, and we had a good time with her.
Yeah.
She is someone who also had, pretty mixed, if not negative reviews from the fandom. So maybe it didn't help Crystal that she was so tied to the newbie
Because
who,
she got because Anna Marie got the chop. They're like, oh, Crystal with it too. But I'm
yeah.
curious if they're going to be adding 2 more, maybe they adding 2 more people, which could be a little bit fun. But Bravo, it must have been a very awkward day at Bravo because, you know when you send the wrong email to someone? I hope they
Yeah.
really checked which Minkoff they were sending to, because right when Crystal got the pink slip, I guess Rebecca Minkoff got the call sheet. Because she's
Yeah.
apparently running all around town with our Uba and Jenna and Erin and Bryn and Jessel and Sai.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very intrigued by the addition of Rebecca Minkoff. There is a lot of discussion on the internet about her ties to Scientology, which I don't think is going to make her reality TV and Bravo journey easy.
Easy?
For those who have not tapped into that part of Rebecca's life yet. I think that there is a large portion of the fandom who is really excited to have another fashion powerhouse on the cast alongside Jenna Lyons, which rightfully so. I think that's very exciting too. I think it's actually very smart for RHONY to tap into that echelon of women in
I
New York, because that is New York City, the same way that Beverly Hills for so long has tapped into the Denise Richards and Lisa Rinna's, that soap opera community. The fashion community feels very New York. So I like that part of it.
I like it too, and I feel what's also good is even though she never like outwardly said it as much, there was of course the element where like everybody knew Jenna Lyons before RHONY. All the ladies knew Jenna Lyons, so everyone's kind of like, well, I don't really want to piss. I'm like, it's Jenna Lyons. Like they even always say like it's Jenna effing Lyons. So and Jenna's like, yes and. So I think it could be a good that like the top of the pyramid in terms of New York notoriety and everything like that. There's someone else up there who Rebecca would be like, I'll yell at Jenna. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or Rebecca's
Totally.
like, okay, here's my handbag.
Yeah.
And what about it? Yeah.
I feel like Rebecca Minkoff and Jenna Lyons could either become besties or possibly very fun adversaries. Whichever way it goes, I'm excited for it. But I just can't imagine our girl Bryn, who in the same way Robyn always kept it real, Bryn really keeps it real and she holds people accountable.
Yeah.
She's a good time. She's a fun girl. But I don't think Bryn is not going to have questions about the
Oh.
Scientology of it all.
I feel Bryn, girl. Actually, you don't even if you're not watching. I hope you're watching, but we already know you know how to do it. So, I mean, we're very excited for that. You guys, let us know if you're excited for Rebecca to join the show. And also, speaking of shows, I hope you're excited for May 16th, Evan. Because why should they be excited for that?
We have another live show coming up at Chelsea Table and Stage, and it is such a stellar lineup of all your favorite reality stars. We got Dorinda Medley, we have Bria and Jasmine from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. We got your new favorite boys from Summer House, Jesse and Wes joining the party, as well as Rachel and John Fuda from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be so much fun. Get tickets at the link in the bio or also at chelseatableandstage.com, and we'll see you there.